We have something very special for you today on day 3 of our Hunkydory Week of Webisodes. They're called Filigree Frames, and you're going to love them.
Hunkydory has created these great new laser cut panels that match perfectly with these gold and silver foiled die cuts.
Of course they do, and wait till you see what the design team has done. Come play with us. Well, here's what they look like now. You're seeing very pastel colors, but we'll get in and show you everything. But there are ideas on the inspiration sheet and more on the back. And then we get into the frames themselves. Now these are laser cut, as we said, and you're going to get a total of 16. So you get this set of 4, you get it twice, okay?
Right, so you're going to get 8 of the rectangular, of the larger rectangular, and you're going to get 8 of the square. But each one of them has, there's a square, there's a circle, an oval. I love the centers of them, those beautiful cut work. It's just gorgeous.
And then, as we mentioned, you're getting the foiled pieces, and these are set in a solid frame so that the
so that you can back those beautiful filigree frames, and we'll show you that, so you can see that back there. We'll show you that. But also, each one of these, you're going to use that center die cut, but you're also going to use this piece, and this piece is going to have to be cut. So you cut these out, and then you're going to use the die cut and the outer piece.
And everything in this kit, like several kits we've had this week, is duplicated. So you get 2 of these sheets.
And down at the bottom also, we're not quite seeing that yet. It also comes with sentiment, so whatever you want to choose for your occasion.
It's going to probably be there.
And there are silver foiled, there are also gold foiled, you have the ovals, and then we get into the papers.
Right, now these also have greetings at the bottom, and they also have artwork. These are not die cut, so you will be trimming these out.
So you can cut these out, you can cut the entire panel out, you can also choose to cut out the center, and these are matching artwork, so you can use them as inserts in your cards and other ways.
Yeah, we'll show you how to use these without cutting out the center area also.
Too.
So again, 2 each, and as you can see.
Right, and also more greetings down at the bottom. These are different greetings. Those are, you can cut those out and use them. Okay. Some beautiful colors, lots of gorgeous florals in this collection.
And then you get the 5x5 cards that are printed. And so they're printed on 2 sides, and they're already scored for you.
Well, they're printed on this side.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, here's the front and back of your card. They are scored in the center, so they're ready for you to just go ahead and fold and create a card with those.
And you do get, again, 2 of each design. So as you can see, soft colors throughout this entire collection. And then these are the 5x7 cards. Same idea, printed on this side, scored. You get 2 of each. So let me just go through these
And we're going to show you ways to use these images on the outside of your card and on the inside of your card, your choice.
And then you get envelopes to coordinate with the sizes.
16 envelopes total. So you're going to be able to make lots of beautiful cards with these gorgeous filigree frames.
And we're going to get into our cards right now. So this is, you're going to walk us through this. So you see the finished one, and you can see that beautiful laser cut frame.
And I love that that it's set up, it's foam taped so that you can actually get a bit of a shadow through there, and that just makes it gorgeous.
And that foam tape is just on the inside.
We'll show you that.
So you don't have to worry about that. And then there is a solid behind here. And then this is one of those sheets that's printed, that's folded. And so you can see the front and the back have that artwork. The inside, now this is one of those paper pieces that we talked about cutting.
So used as an insert.
Yeah,
so
very nice.
This is the basic, the first way you might want to use this, the easiest way. You're going to place that artwork on the outside, you're going to add your panels, place an insert on the inside. Let me just show you the steps of how that's done. So I've got the one of the filigree frames here. I've got that piece. I've got the card, which was scored. It comes like this. I went ahead and folded it with the artwork on the outside. And I'm choosing matching images, really easy to match these images. I actually meant to pull this whole thing over. So from this sheet that has all of those die cuts, you see I've been using them. This actually came from right here. So I cut out this entire piece, and then I popped out the die cut from the center. So those are 2 pieces that I'm going to be using. And then the insert is also, I cut out around the outer edge, so that's ready for the inside. So let's start with your card front. So I'm going to take that, I'm going to take this piece. Remember where the die cut came from? And you're just going to glue that in place on the center of your card, just like so. Then this is going to go right over it. So now you've got something to back that beautiful cutwork area. But what I wanted to make sure that you knew is that I'm using foam tape on the back of this, only on that center area, because that's going to give you that little bit of lift and just a little bit of shadow there. I also want to point out, if we get close to this for just a moment, there's a kind of a right side and a wrong side to this. Because they are laser cut, you can see how beautiful and clean that look is. If I turn it over, you're going to see a little bit of brown. It might be a little hard for you to see. You can see it closer in person. And that's because the laser cut is kind of it's a hot thing. It sort of burns that paper edge.
It's a beam of light. And actually, rather than right and wrong, I would tend to think of it, there's going to be a white side and then there's going to be more of a toasted side.
Sure, and
so
you can absolutely
elect to use that
side. You can also ink these really easily. So anyway, foam tape that in place, and then I would also foam tape that die cut in place, so you got some nice lift there, and then you can go ahead and glue that to the inside of your card.
So once again, the finished card looks like this. Now, this sequence that Gail just went through is what Hunkydory has on their inspiration sheet. And we have gone a little bit further and done a couple of other things. On this particular one, we did add the silver jewel border dazzles because of the silver foiling. Now, let's take it another step. Yes, that means we're going to add other products, but gives you some other options. Now, here is the card has been covered with gold metallic paper, and this is 12 by 12. It is also available in silver for those pieces of die cuts that are silver foiled. And this is the same thing in that we're using the card, but surprise, we're using the printed area on the inside of our card. Yes.
Right.
How lovely is that?
Also, we're using that, this is that printed artwork, but it's actually been cut out. So it's like as if I took this one, it's printed all the way around, but I actually cut around that border piece and cut it out. And that's what we did for that oval that you're seeing there.
Added a die cut.
But let's look at the card itself. So like we said, it comes this way, and this is a different card, but it's the same idea. We're keeping the artwork on the inside, folding it that way. Well, then we wanted to cover this. And so for this card, we used the gold metallic, which is a perfectly good use of this card. But we also thought, wouldn't it be nice if you could use the gold pearl sheets? Yes. So gold metallic, gold pearl sheets. So here's another idea, and I will show you once we get that on there. This is a self-adhesive, self-adhesive on the back. So we'll put that on your card front, and then we get our die cut. So here's our die cut piece, and remember, I'm going to remove this. And then I'm going to glue this in place. So glue or tape, whatever is going to make it sit well on there. So we'll get that in place, and then we foam tape this in place over that.
But first, it looks to me like there's some inking that's gone on.
There has been some ink. So like I said, you can ink these papers if you like. Really simple process to do with like a cosmetic wedge, or you can just use the edge of your ink pad if you like. And then once that's in place, all you have to do is foam tape this piece, the die cut, right on the center. And now on the inside, to make something just a little different, I mean, I love that kind of light hue. You could really just write on there and leave it like that. But I chose to take the artwork and cut out the paper printed artwork, cut out that piece, and then you can mat it on a little bit more of that pearl, and that would just make a beautiful look. You put it down in the center, down at the corner, wherever
or even
you
on
like.
The left side.
Sure, wherever you like.
So here is the finished one, again, just to let you see it. And on the inside, I just think it's beautiful to use that printed on the inside. And I have to say that normally Hunkydory doesn't do a whole lot for the inside of the cards, but in this kit, not only are you getting this filigree frames that are laser cut, but you're getting all of this artwork. So that just makes it really a finished project. Now, here is one of the 5-inch square. and you can see the filigree is against, again, that solid background, but it's been backed on the Gold Sparkles paper. This is the holographic, and you can just see what a pretty finish that adds.
Right, it's just a nice little extra bit of sparkle. It sort of echoes the foil on the die cut. So we're back to using the artwork on the card on the outside of your card, and just placing all your items just like we did on that first card. And then, I love that, matting the paper artwork for the inside.
Right, and we've consistently added a bow, whether it's ribbon, in this case it's twine, just to kind of finish off and add a little bit of texture to these projects. So now, ooh, look at this. Now, you showed the gold pearl.
Right.
It also comes in silver pearl, and look at that.
And so again, folding the card so that the artwork is going to be on the center, and isn't that beautiful? Oh, that's just
very
so
pretty.
Beautiful. And then using that silver pearl on the card front. And again, underneath here is the piece that surrounded that die cut. So you remember when you pull, oh, hey, I have it right here. So the die cut was pulled from here, and then you just cut out that piece, and that goes behind that laser cut panel.
And again, just another little piece for your greeting. And we did take this silver and just cut a little strip to go on the inside, and simply one die cut and a little bow, and that finishes this off. So nice to have that. Now, scrapbookers, I just want you to see how beautiful this is.
Isn't it gorgeous?
Of course, frames are going to be perfect around photographs. I'm going to get all this stuff out of the way so you can see it.
So you just want to cut a photo so that it fits just that center area of the frame. And then this frame was placed over patterned papers. And then the paper artwork cut and then ink the edges. You can even, I think that was torn as well.
Right.
Torn or distressed. Just a beautiful look, another way to use that artwork, and
now,
just gorgeous.
The purple flowers were used, and these are from Petaloo and Floral Craft. So you can see that we've got two. These come in a variety of shades.
Right.
And then we did also add the Pretty Princess, the buttons, and of course this has sequins and beads in it too. So you see this little cluster.
Right.
There's another little cluster here.
And some of those buttons, you can use paper, little 1/8-inch wide strips to thread those buttons, and that's just a nice finished look.
Now, we're not done with cards, so let me show you another. Here is one of the squares. This is the 5-inch size.
Okay, so now we're doing
turned on
something.
point.
Right. This is not actually one of the cards from the kit. This is all done with other elements, but just a different way to use those filigree frames.
Okay, so we have this in a presentation that's a square card, and it is a gatefold on the outside, and then you see the printed.
So it's so easy. I mean, you can alter these to do something different. So that's what I liked about this. There's a lot of options with the kit. For this one, I used pastel cardstock. So I made I think I actually made a 5.5-inch card. It'll be in the gallery. And then you're going to make a gatefold, and then a panel of silver linen specialty paper on the center there. And so right in the center, that's where I want this to be centered, just like so. But before we do that, we're going to cut that. And so cut from the top to the bottom, just line up your ruler and cut along there, and then you'll have two pieces, one for each side of your panel, if we show that card.
Now, is this pink from the pastel cardstock
That's
also?
from the pastel cardstock. I did glue that in place first, and so then you would cut it in half and place it on those panels. And if we bring the card in, you can see, so there's one on each side.
And then the die cut is, of course, just attached to the left panel.
Right.
And one of the pieces on the inside, also matted on that same silver linen paper. So really, really nice. Now we've got one more that is a showstopper, and this is done on the 3D frame card. So these, as you know, are die cut. Everything is in there for you. And look what Gail has done. As we get in close, I want you to be able to see the shine that's going on.
So there's a little, and the shine was given with the clear glitter sheets.
Right.
It's super easy to sort of transform something into a glittery presentation if you've got those glitter sheets. Really simple to do. I took actually one of the cards, one of the 5" by 5" cards, and I covered it with a sheet of that clear glitter sheet. Then I trimmed it to match the edges so you can really see the glitter over those images.
And this is a way to get glitter without having you wear it
that's
all day long.
And then you're going to cut right down the center of that card. So now you've got that covered with the clear glitter sheet. Cut this card in half. In fact, let me just get my scissors and show you, because we're going to use this in 2 different places. So we know that we already showed the 3D frame cards, the package. Yep. Okay, so we know that we're going to make a 3D frame card out of this. So we're going to use these as 2 pieces of artwork. One is going to go on the front, and one's going to go on the inside.
So there's the inside, just to give you. I like this, where this is a larger version, and the glitter kind of works nicely with the kind of that ghosted image, and then the same image, smaller, that's been foiled on the inside, and then we added butterflies too.
Right.
Okay.
So for the front of that card, this is going to be on the front, but you want it to be a window. So real quickly, to show you how to do that, I've got the die cut and that surrounding piece. I'm going to take the die cut, place it on the back of here, and that's how I created that window. Traced it and then cut it out. And I did the same with the filigree laser cut frame. I took that die cut, traced it onto the center of there, cut it out, and then once these were prepared with that window, I glued them on the front of that 3D card. So the 3D cards are really simple to put together. They're scored and they're ready to fold into this box shape like this. But first you have to push these in place. I'm going to turn it over just like so, right along those score lines. Let me do this like this. Back, back. 1, 2, 3, 4. You pull them back like so, and then you pull them back in. So you can see that putting this card together is just a little bit more detailed than those simple cards we showed right in the beginning of the webisode, but it makes such a beautiful statement when it's done. So with this 3D frame card, you get 2, which I can't, there we go. You get 2 of these white pieces. One is going to be glued right down in the center, just like so, onto those little panel pieces, and one's going to be glued onto the back to secure it.
And it really finishes that back piece.
It does. The only difference here is before I pushed this in place and glued it, I covered it with the paper artwork. So cover it with that paper artwork, cut it out so that now it's still the same size as that center piece, and then glue it down into the bottom. And then I actually cut the die cut piece, I cut the edges off so it would fit, and I foam taped it over that inside the card.
Okay, so you can see that if you want to take a peek. And then the frame is on top. So
it's a nice layered effect in there. You can really see that it's a nice little extra piece. And then adding the butterflies just kind of seemed like a natural thing to me.
It looks like it. So just a beautiful, what a gorgeous thank you card. I don't think we have ever done the clear glitter acetate on top of a printed area.
Okay.
And I think it is just spectacular.
It
Beautiful
is.
accent with the
it's a little bit more
filigree.
Right. It's a little bit more, but to do. But it's a fun. This is a fun project.
It is. It
and
is.
so you can do
very
that,
distinctive,
or you can do some very simple put together cards that don't look simple. They just look delicate and beautiful.
And I think that's really a treasure, that you can go easy to make, or you can go a little bit more advanced. And it's all going to be gorgeous. So
Absolutely.
That's great. So that ends our Wednesday. Please join us tomorrow. We'll have more new hunky-dory things and new projects.
See you then.